pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll now call the public hearing for the revenue neutral rate to order. Can everybody hear us okay though? Okay, hold on just a minute.
They always complain about not hearing.
There we go. Okay, we'll now entertain
Thanks,
public
Tim.
comments.
But anything with
No, it should be.
well, I'm a little bit confused by seeing this, this is neutral rate. What has that to do with what the next item is? Are they both tied together?
The next one's a budget hearing.
Okay. Well, on the neutral rate, if I understand it from the thing I got from the state, there's the neutral rate and there's your proposed rate, right?
Correct.
On the neutral rate, it's increasing, but it's not increasing as much. I have a little chart here with me and not be able to read. But for my house at least, last year, my taxes were $12.46 on the house. This year it will be on the neutral rate, $36.77. I'm not really complaining too much about that. What I'm complaining about is your proposed budget. You put your proposed budget, it goes up to $111, which is a $74 increase. I know my house is a little bigger, but when you take in all the proposed budgets for the whole county, the biggest three are school, county, and city. County and city are pretty close to the same. Schools a little more, or a little less. My tax increase will be $485 a year.
Does that include all of the,
All of
All of them,
the
just not
people that
ours.
are put their, under their proposed budget. So it'd be $485, $40 a month. Now, my point is, what if you take half of that? Your assessed value is half of what I have? That means with the county and all the rest of it, these people are gonna have to pay $200 some dollars a month more. That's quite a bit. I mean, a house is assessed maybe at, what, $6,000 or less? That's a pretty good hit. Because you gotta figure somebody who's not making too much money that owns the house. So that's my issue with your proposed and your, proposed tax rate and over the neutral.
okay.
I do have a comment on the budget.
If you want to go ahead now, that's fine.
And I have a question on I understand the bonds are going down, so you're at 1,800. No revenue bonds right now. And then you've got a little item called other, which is, brought up about $500,000. You got another item that's lease purchase principal, up to $2 million. What are we getting for the $2 million? The total is up $3 million over the total from last year. My point is, why the big increase?
Why is what now?
Why the increase from from last year by $3 million. It was $6,456,000 million last year, now it's $9,420,000.
And I'm not sure where that figure's coming from. What that
It says
specifically
lease
is for.
purchase principal. That's the item you have here. Are you buying some big piece of equipment?
If I understand it correctly, this is the opportunity for the public to comment, but it's not really the time for us to respond.
Yeah. I can't answer that right now, so.
Okay, and then, the capital improvement from last year went up quite a bit. You only spent a couple $100,000. What happened to the other $2 million that was in there? So, I think we need some answers on that. And your total budget is about, what did you say? Just a minute. Well, it went from, actually, you're down, I guess, a little bit.
Right. Is there anyone else? And I'll close the, adjourn the public hearing, and I'll call for a public hearing of the 2023 budget hearing to order. Is there any public comment on that? There being none, I'll adjourn the public hearing. Now, I'll now call the regular city council meeting to order. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda,
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, any further discussion, questions? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Number 5, KDOT Aviation Grant Application. Darren?
Good evening. We're coming to you tonight to request, remember back in like May, June, you guys approved the airport layout plan, next, the 10-year master plan for the airport. First project on that list was to get this land purchased so we can build a new runway. And it's that time of year to apply for those grants. The KDOT grant is due the end of this month. So I'm just here requesting your permission to go ahead and turn that first grant in. It would be a 90-10 split with the city's match being a max of right around $14,000.
And it's
Pardon?
must run rate, more than one run rate.
Well, this would be purchased to be able to do the next runway project, yes.
That would be an extension of, not a double run, not a.
No, it's
additional.
redoing, what we have to do is, after we get everything secured where we can do it, we apply again next year to actually get the grant for the runway itself. That'd be next year's project.
I entertain a motion to approve KDOT Aviation Grant Application.
So,
And a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, appreciate it, we'll get it turned in, and the copy will be going, I think they send it right back to you guys when we submit it.
Thank you.
I'll make sure somebody,
Yeah.
some city email address is on there too.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Number 6, resolution 22-22, exceed the RNR for the 2023 budget.
It came to our attention that a new law this year from the state of Kansas is that the R&R resolution must be voted on by a roll call vote, which means that Tiffany will call your name and you will either answer affirmatively or negatively. But we didn't do that the first time, so this is really we're redoing it to make it satisfy state law.
Yeah, we had our meeting on the 8th of August, and I received that information from the league on mine. Kind of a bad thing, so we're here to make it right. I will move to approve resolution 22-22. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Call for the roll call
Bruce Herman,
Yay.
Zach Collett,
Yay.
David Mason,
vote. Yay.
and Chris Costello. Thank you.
Motion carries 4-0. Number 7, 2023 budget approval.
And as we understand it, the budget can't be addressed until the R&R has been voted on by the council. So, again, it may be a case of overkill, but we're not trying to make sure we do everything right now. So that's why the budget is up for approval from the council, once again.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve the 2023 budget. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 4-0. Number 8, Kansas Power Pool proclamation. This is a proclamation recognizing Public Power Week, October 2nd through the 8th. And it's a week-long celebration of Marion's electric utility year-round service to the city of Marion, Kansas. Whereas we, the citizens of Marion, Kansas, place high value on local choice over community services, and therefore have chosen to operate a community-owned, not-for-profit electric utility, and as customers and owners of our electric utility, have a direct say in utility operations and policies. Whereas Marion's electric utility provides our homes, businesses, schools, and social services and local government agencies with reliable, efficient, and safe electricity, employing sound business practices designed to ensure the best possible service at not-for-profit rates. Whereas Marion's electric utility is a valuable community asset that contributes to the well-being of local citizens through energy efficiency, customer service, environmental protection, economic development, and safety awareness. Whereas Marion's electric utility is a dependable and trustworthy institution whose local operation provides many consumer protections and continues to make our community a better place to live and work, and contributes to protecting the global environment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Marion's electric utility will continue to work to bring low-cost, safe, reliable electricity to community homes and businesses, just as it has for many years, to serve all the citizens of Marion, Kansas, and be it further resolved that the week of October 2nd through the 8th be designated Public Power Week to recognize Marion's electric utility for its contributions to the community and to educate owners, policymakers, and employees on the benefits of public power. Be it further resolved that our community joins hands with more than 2,000 other public power systems in the United States in this celebration of public power, which are residents, businesses, and the community before profits. Okay, number 9, Margot, could you give us a report on Ardent Park and how it affects our businesses?
Yeah, I wasn't able to catch everybody today, and some places are closed on Mondays, but if people had good things to say, and, you know, whether, it's like our local vendors buying things at this grocery store or visitors, you know, that's an automatic, as well as the convenience stores and, you know, selling gas. So, a lot of good things going on. But I noticed that CB Baked Goods is closed again tomorrow because she's furiously baking, trying to restock everything. So she had a good weekend, and I think she usually does. I think some of our shops are popular stops for this shop crowd, you know. It's kind of similar items. Barely making it out there at the old mill. Especially yesterday, he said it was just a constant flow. And I know there were people we sent out there that had never been out there and were real excited about it. And So that was good that they discovered the new place. Julie out at the Copper Shed, south of town, had a super good weekend. Josie had a good day at J.R. Hatter's. I was pleased to see that the auxiliary shop extended their hours, and I wasn't able to get a hold of anybody today about that, but I'm sure they did well, and I think it's great what they do and all the help that they do with the money they make. It's great for the community. So What Quilt Shop is another one that crowd is very interested in. We'll try to talk to her soon. TC's Whatnot Shop had a good weekend. The person wasn't there that could tell me exactly, how they did, but they said they were very busy. Looking forward to catching up with the gal that runs West Main Company, as they're closed today. But the Elgin had people staying with them that were connected with Art in the Park, and they also offered people to go in and do self-tours, and that was very popular. So I'm glad the word got out about that, and I'm sure they'll get some more business coming back from that. So I just really, it was a good weekend. It was a little warm, but it didn't rain here. Sprinkled a little overnight. Very thankful to all the people that stepped up to help. It takes a lot of people to make it happen. And I don't know, it was a good experience. We thank the FFA, the student council, we had a lot of just citizens volunteer. And Les and Pam Byer were very helpful, as was Carol Lau. And I hate starting to name people, I'm gonna forget somebody, but I did post something today, and I don't know, it was good. I didn't have anybody unhappy, it was a really good weekend, so.
Was Sunday as good as Saturday, or?
It isn't, it's only the second year for that, it's not the same traffic, but it's kind of fun, because it's not quite so crazy, and the people that come are very thankful that we are doing it, because they aren't able to come on Saturday. And the vendors were still happy. A lot of them some of them did a lot better than others, but some of them I couldn't believe had great days, I was worried about the guy that came with his marionette puppets, because he was only there Sunday. Well, the first shopper bought a half dozen of them. There would be, he was good from there on, He said, I'd just be home watching football. And Judy Christensen, she marked a lot of her things down because she didn't want to take them home, but she was happy with that, had a really good day. So there's kind of an advantage too, you might get a deal if you come on Sunday. Somebody may not want to take something back home. But the park got cleaned up well. We had good help with that, hired help with the bathrooms and the trash, and couldn't have done without it.
So there are businesses that don't have a booth there, but there are local businesses that benefit from Art in the Park.
Absolutely, yeah. And like Wagon Wheel, they were in the park all weekend. Well, I promoted that they were open Friday, trying to get people to, and then go see them in the park. So Subway, I'm sure did very well. When I went in there last night, they still had food, so they planned well, and yeah, it was a good weekend, I think, for everybody, and people just really think a lot of our town and our park, and it's a good way to showcase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilors, anything you want to bring up? Okay.
To kind of go on what Margot said, Councilor Herbal noticed Elm Street parking was a nightmare for some reason. No parking signs didn't get put out this year, so we'll probably make sure that happens for this coming weekend. So that's not an issue again. But with cars parked on both sides of the street, it's impossible to get up or down if there's another car coming. And then,
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and then our, another topic, if you had a question on that one.
Yeah, well, didn't we used to bus some people from? the
Yeah,
ballpark?
one year the bus broke down, and so we had to go without it, and nobody missed it. And so I was like, it costs a lot to run that bus for 12 hours, and if nobody missed it, we're not gonna keep doing it. But speaking, just a minute, interrupt Clinton, one of the county commissioners called me during the day on Saturday and said, great job. He said, there's not a single parking place downtown, not a single one.
That's
So,
a good thing.
Yeah,
And then Old Settlers Day, our K9 5Ks in the morning. If people still wanted to sign up to run that, you won't get a T-shirt, but you could still sign up to run that. We've had quite a few entries this year, so we're looking forward to that.
Okay. Tiffany?
You know, I would ask for all Wildcat fans, how far do you walk to get to a state football game? When you park
About
to get
this
to the
far.
stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got a
Last
better-
Saturday, you remember.
Better parking place than some of us do. So this being my first year, and my wife and I went Sunday afternoon, I was impressed with the variety of things that you had and how far away some of the vendors came to display. And this wasn't their first year, so they had a good enough experience the first year that they came back. And it was hot. There was definitely a difference between being out in the sun and being in the shade. You know, because Bill and Essie's is gonna be the new barbecue place, and just get downwind, and that was all you needed to do. I mean, it smells wonderful, and I
Yeah.
love barbecue, but,
they sold out both days.
and how many vendors would you estimate that you had on Saturday?
There was just over 100, yeah.
That,
Yeah, but I only had one person that didn't show up, that was sick, and that was a local person. I don't know, I never get over to Hillsborough to know what's going on. I did have a comment that they thought our variety was better and that they thought they had several that were no-shows this year. I don't know where that's right, but sometimes that happened. It doesn't happen this year here at all. And yeah, I've made some pretty good friends from Oklahoma and Arkansas and real good people, and glad to have them come back, and they want to come and go to the lake and fish and spend time, and that's good for us.
Good.
Yeah.
The electrical upgrade continues to take place. You'll see the IAS trucks out working on infrastructure. Our guys are ahead of them somewhere, trimming all the trees to get out of the way to expedite the process. We have found that there are additional needs, which is always the case. When you do one of these projects, we're finding out that there's more poles that we wished we had put in the original scope. And we have taken a survey and come up with a number that we would like to have, and then we will go back to the contractor and say, you know, what would this cost? Then we'll come up with an amount and a source of revenue, and then we're gonna come back and talk to you. There are more poles out there that need to be replaced that were in the original scope of work. And if we can find a way to fund it, now's the time.
Okay. Okay. Public forum.